Welcome to unrealization. We can prepare to kill the opposition. nation. It ain't fair, but I feel like we the nation. So raise the flag and do the preparation. Welcome to reality, there's no way back. Welcome to reality. Can't fuck with that. On top like forever, man. This is hard fucking beeping after aliens. We on top of the world, we the sapiens. Do you understand massive complication there? Do you really think you know what I'm made of? My flow is so magical, I'm old, call me Gandalf. You can shine, but I'm about to go off. Heard me wanna believe what I'm saying, but I cannot do this at all. Welcome to reality, there's no way back. 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 Welcome to reality, there's no way back.
Humans, what have you learned? I was programmed to beat you.
night. You're pulling all my walls down. I've never been exposed like this before. I'm good at shutting you out. I've always had a way of keeping closed. Beating, hiding, I've been calling out your name from the darkness, thinking it's too late. If you're finding I've been too much on your plate, I'll keep hiding, calling out your name, calling out your name. Tell me how you're feeling since you got me out in the open. Now I'm ready to dive in. I know you told you it would be a slow burn. Beating, hiding, I've been calling out your name from the darkness, thinking it's too late. If you're finding I've been too much on your plate, I'll keep hiding, calling out your name, calling out your name, calling
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to SLE. And this is where the big week comes. This is where teams really need to start winning some games. On the matchup for tonight, it is slim odds. And both of these teams, sort of on the bottom of the barrel, Ablaze as well, 16 and 17 slots. I'm Desaten and being joined by Maybe. And are you excited for tonight's games?
I mean, yes, because both teams should be around a similar skill level. Both teams still maybe have a chance. SlimOdds for sure has a chance. Ablaze maybe has a chance if there's a lot of tiebreakers to get into the playoffs. So for both teams, it really counts. They can't allow themselves to lose any of their games.
Yeah, we kind of talked about it before we started, right? Regardless of which team wins, it's going to be really important here to pick up a 2-0. And you did say it is going to be sort of a fairly even matchup for tonight, but is there sort of either team you lean on as being the favorite for tonight, or do you really think it comes down to a sort of 50-50 split here?
SlimOdds should be slightly favored because they at least, they won more games than Ablaze. Both teams got a free round against Roundtable, who decided to leave the split this season, or leave the competition this season. So if we're talking only about played games, SlimOdds would have 2 wins and Ablaze would only have 1 win, which they got against Cheetah, who is a pretty decent team, but even still, they lost all of the other games.
Yeah, Chitali at the moment being number 9, of course, ending theirs on 6-6. So got some solid wins in there as well. And when it comes to sort of the roster of SlimOdds, obviously, one of the names I recognize at least is Stooge. So I'm assuming most of their play is gonna be around bot side, but where do you sort of think we're gonna be focusing on today? Do you think it is gonna be the top side of the map, or do you think it is just gonna be playing around that bot side for both of these teams?
I'm not really sure how both teams play, or around which lane they play. Yeah. Yeah, it should be pretty bot lane focused if we're looking at the last games, or if I'm looking at the last game. Olivam is playing a few carry or AP carry champions, a bit of engage. Repent, or I'm not sure if Repent is playing in this season. I didn't even look at the roster of who's playing this week.
Repent is mid, yeah, for
Yeah.
Ablaze.
Okay. Yeah. Repent is at least in the last series against Link's Stream, he picked a few interesting picks with Shen mid lane and Malphite mid lane. They still lost both of the games, but it's interesting. They're willing to try shit, willing to experiment what works. Maybe it did work in scrims well, or worked well in scrims, just not in officials.
I mean, you gotta always respect teams that are sort of willing to test new things out, even if it doesn't work out. On our way swiftly into draft here already. Of course, keep in mind, everyone, the patch did release. I believe it was yesterday it came out, so the meta has shifted a little bit. Did see nerfs onto Jhin, for example. One of the top AD carries have been for a couple of patches now. So potentially we'll see if teams are still leaning towards that. Kai'Sa's still very good at the moment as well. But so far seeing the side of SlimOdds, Spank, Kog'Maw and Udyr, the side of Ablaze, gonna take out jungle and mid. Skarner and Wei both take off today.
Skarner and Udyr were the strongest 2 junglers in the last patch, or commonly strongest 2 junglers, so it's no surprise to see them banned, even if the new patch, I'm not sure if it's the patch that Udyr got nerfed on.
I believe so.
Yeah, even if he got nerfed and what's it called? The item 900 gold burn. The farming item, I'm not sure. Fated Ashes. Yeah.
Yes.
Even if Fated Ashes lost more of its damage. Maybe still a comfort pick for some who played it a lot to prepare for the last patch. So it's still no surprise to see a ban. Poppy ban, Yone first pick from Ablaze. This could go either to Lost Moderator in top lane or the mid lane Repent. interesting. Like, it's not like the most common first pick. Let's see what SlimOdds. Okay, Aurora. Aurora. I can't speak or I can't talk with the R's. Aurora
you got it.
Hover and lock in. Jinx
It is-
also.
It is
Getting
the
Hover.
Aurora being taken first picture for the SlimOdds, Jinx as well, and Jinx, interestingly, one of the AD carries that I believe wasn't touched in the last patch and have been the sort of go-to just your basic front-to-back scaling ADC, generally taken with someone like a Lulu for some of that extra scaling, but the Yone pick is really interesting on the set of Ablaze, just currently having a little bit of fun hovering about every jungler in the game. The Blind
Sin.
Monk, the Lee Sin on the table for Ablaze. You already mentioned some interesting picks with the Shin and Malphite mid, but Lee Sin definitely another interesting pick.
I mean, I'm not a huge fan of Lee Sin, at least in jungle. I feel like Lee Sin is always kind of liability unless you have like the most cracked player on it who can just 1v9 the game. But I don't think in this elo range you have the player who can pilot the Lee Sin like that. Ziggs also picked up. Ziggs with a long range poke is able to kill the Jinx. If for example, if Yone hits his ultimate on the Jinx and the Ziggs ult follows up on it, it's pretty easy to kill her. So Blaze decided to just probably full engage on one combo, just kill the Jinx. Cho'Gath Hover? Are they thinking, okay, how will they swap this around? Like, how will they place teams? Is it Aurora mid lane? Is it Cho'Gath top lane against probably Lost Moderator on Yone? I'm not sure if the Ablaze ADC plays Ziggs, which could be a good hover. Or not hover, what's it called?
A good
I
pick.
can't remember words. So fuck.
I think it should be, when it comes to sort of matchups, I
flex.
think the Yone is favored to go up against Aurora. I feel like the second Yone sort of manages to get Blade of the Ruined King, the Cho'Gath is gonna become very, very easy to deal with for him. So that's at least I would like to see them put the Yone up against the Aurora. But keep in mind, this could also be Cho'Gath bot. It can also be Cho'Gath support. Again,
Probably
something
not gonna
a
be
bit more
Cho'Gath
unconventional.
ADC.
But Cho'Gath towards the support role a bit more unconventional, but you know, it's still yet to lock in a support, so you never know.
If they want to, they can flex it all. Ablaze deciding to ban 2 supports here, and SlimOdds deciding to ban On and the Set. Set who's a really good champion against Cho'Gath just because Cho'Gath stacks a lot of HP and Set's ultimate deals the percentage of max HP that the enemy build or has to the allies around them. So if a Set manages to ult a 8000 HP Cho'Gath, his ult will deal a lot of damage, basically one shot the enemy backline. Blitzcrank hover?
I think it's always one of those things where it's really interesting because it sort of forces you to be aware not only where the enemies but where your teammates are as well, and just to make sure you're not lined up behind the Cho'Gath. But with the Nautilus coming in, we have at least ruled out the Cho'Gath support, so it is going to be either the Aurora or the Cho'Gath sort of mid and top. Still, I would like to see the Aurora go up against the Yone. I believe it should be Ziggs ADC here. We generally don't see him placed anywhere else nowadays. But
I
a
would also
lot
like
of
Ziggs to
Ablaze's
go east.
play... Yeah, a lot of Ablaze's play is gonna, I think, be around the Lee Sin, because, like you said, maybe Lee Sin is one of those champions where you need to be good at him, or you kind of don't really do anything. So this is really gonna be on the side of Ablaze to show us what they're made of and seeing if Oliver can make it work.
Leona picked up, we'll now see in the next 10 seconds. Okay, Camille hover. Is it gonna be Camille? Probably in top lane, Yone mid, Ziggs, ADC, Lee Sin jungle, Leona bot lane. You have really good access on the Jinx, from the side of Ablaze. If Camille manages to ult Jinx, you can put just throw the Ziggs ult out. Malphite?
Cho'Gath jungle?
Cho'Gath or Malphite jungle? Could both be a possibility.
I would for sure
And then
prefer
lock
the
it in.
Cho'Gath in the jungle if it is one of those two. I think Malphite
I mean,
jungle nowadays
Malphite-
clears very slow.
both works. The clear is kinda slow, but it's fine. Like it's really fine. You just need level 6, but you just need to hit level 6. So if your team can provide the vision, so you just don't get counter invaded, which at least could try to just perma invade the Malphite, maybe with the pressure in bot lane. So Ziggs and Leona should have to put pressure, especially if Ziggs just goes mana first, or like mana crystal to perma spam his Qs into the wave. Yone should also have to push pressure if it's Malphite jungle, or should have to push pressure against Cho'Gath. Or at least he should be able to contest it.
So you
Also
firmly
Kenta, right?
believe that it's the Malphite jungle? Or which one do you think is
I
gonna
mean-
end up going in there?
Malphite has more potential in jungle than Cho'Gath has in jungle. At least more, it's easier to play. Cho'Gath in jungle kinda needs the enemy to come into him, because he also doesn't get as much gold as he would in top lane. But Malphite is a jungler who can, or like a champion who can function with a lot less gold than Cho'Gath can. Because Malphite just presses ult. If he hits his ult, he did his job. So
I mean, Malphite is definitely one of those very sort of low economy champions. If, let's say, he is to go into the jungle, right? He's a very low economy jungler, where, like
Yeah.
you said, you really just need to get your way to level 6 as fast as possible. And if you hit your ult, very good. If you hit it on carries, even better. But I think for me, Malphite just clears a lot slower than Cho'Gath does. I will say, I'm not entirely sure about either of these picks in the jungle. It's definitely something unconventional. But you mentioned it before, right? The Malphite mid has already come up, so it could also be another Malphite mid here.
yeah, but the last time someone played Malphite mid lane, it was Repent on the Ablaze side. So it could be the enemy team this time picking Malphite mid.
They stole a page out of their book.
Yeah, they listened to the stream. I mean,
Yeah, I think.
I'm not the biggest fan of the Malphite in last pick because you don't really have champions that are good targets. Like normally when you pick Malphite, you want an ADC, generic ADC on the enemy team. But in this team, on this game, you have a Ziggs on the enemy team, who is still killable, but he will also kill you while you kill him. Because Malphite just prepares to build a lot more armor than he does magic resist.
Yeah, and Ziggs is one of those champions where you can't really ignore him. Because if you just build straight up armor, even though it is basically full AD on the side of Ablaze, despite if we ignore the Ziggs, you still got Camille, who will cut through all that armor with true damage. You've got the Ziggs, who's got a ton of AP damage, and he's gonna be throwing out constant damage from the backline with those bombs. So you're still gonna have to build some magic resist. Overall, if we're looking at how these two comps are gonna work, if SlimOdds can get a solid front to back fight with sort of the 3-tank composition they have with the Hyper Carry plus the Aurora doing damage, they should win. But like you mentioned already, Ablaze have such good backline access here with the Yone, the Camille, and the Lee Sin. I feel like it is really gonna be hard for the Stings to play the game if the side of Ablaze can reach him.
Like in this game, the person with the I think the person with the hardest time to hit the Jinx will be the Lee Sin. Everyone else can basically get close from half the map away. Camille with the hookshot flash ulti onto the Jinx, so she can flash away. Ziggs ulti onto the into the cage, because you just can't leave it. It's basically the same as the Galio Camille combo.
Yeah,
Where
that's the
you-
comparison I was gonna make as well with
Yeah.
the Galio Camille. It's absolutely disgusting because then you just get jumped on by Camille, you get jumped on by Galio, you get CC to all hell, and you kind of just can't move. It's very hard to play around. But this time around is the Zig, so less CC in that Camille Hextech Flash Traption, but definitely more damage gonna be coming out. So I'm expecting for some survivability on the Jinx as well. But my eyes are gonna be on Ablaze this game because they've got the Lee Sin, they've got the Camille, they've got, I would argue, the harder comp to execute. So all eyes are gonna be on them, and especially on the blind mark in the jungle.
I mean, it's their chance to win this game, right? Or like, it's their, what's it called? Responsibility to win the game. Or to actively win the game. Because SlimOdds has Aurora and Jinx, who are, like Jinx especially is a late game hyper carry. They have a beefy frontline with Cho'Gath, Nautilus, Malphite. They're fine with letting Ablaze walk into them, or like just walk into them and start hitting the frontline. But Ablaze their only job is to basically get to the backline, one-shot Jinx, one-shot Aurora, and then it's a fight for you. Like, it's their fight.
Pretty much, yeah, because then you're just looking at 3 tanks and very easy to cut down when you've got a Yone and Camille. But which way are your predictions going to? If you're gonna have to predict who's gonna take this game away, who do you think it's gonna be?
I believe in Ablaze in this game. I believe
You believe
Ablaze
in the
will win
harder
at least,
competition.
at least Ablaze will win this game. But I think SlimOdds should be able to get the second one. I'm not sure, like, maybe that's something in the draft. If they lose this one. Or they just win it and decide to pick the same draft again.
Yeah, I think when you sort of look at teams that are lower in the standings, I think momentum becomes sort of a big thing, right? And we're looking at these two teams, number 16 and 17 is where they ended off, so definitely pretty far down in the standings. And I think, to me, whoever ends up taking game 1 is for sure gonna take game 2. I think you're gonna have so much momentum heading to the second game as well. And keep in mind, these two teams, they have to go 2-0 here, or they are eliminated. So there are big standings behind both of these games.
Also, when you've lost basically the whole season, like lost a lot of games, maybe lost a lot of nail biters, 50 minutes games, and something like that, then if you start losing again, your mental is gone, basically. Except when you're one of the really, like, if you really manage to keep it chill, like keep a calm head, do not
Is
let
your
not let it get
mental
to you.
gone? Or have you lost so many games that you've been prepared to lose the entire season, that you've grown immune to losing?
If you've grown immune to losing, or like fully immune to losing, then you're more likely to play on autopilot, and it's gonna be the Cho'Gath jungle, not the Malphite. Okay.
Yeah, very
Seems like-
true. Finally onto the Rift for game number 1. Cho'Gath in the jungle like I suspected. And so far, looking at the runes as well, seeing nothing too special coming out. And it is going to be the Yone versus Malphite up top. So I don't really expect any solo kills up there. High sides should just spend most of the time scaling and trying to survive the lane. But I'm looking at my eyes on all of them. I'm looking at the Lee Sin and when he's going to pass to.
Blaze deciding to go with the triple TP and the Camille in mid lane. Another interesting pick. Maybe some people saw it being played by Captain Champions Queue, and maybe he decided to also play it. Triple TP, you have good map movement. You will always be able to at least catch one side wave, maybe even two. To set up a 1-3-1, split pushing. Depends how they want to play it. They want to play for the team fight, to just all in on one champion. But they decide just to swap it. So the Yone is mid lane right now and the Camille is top. Because the mid lane player is playing the Camille in top lane, and the top lane player is playing the Yone in mid lane.
And I'm sort of
See,
not all surprised for this lane swap to come out on their side, because I think the Camille is better into the Malphite just due to that true damage that I mentioned earlier, but Olivan is gonna be, looks like clearing towards bot side, might try go for an early gank on the bot lane here. There is setup on both sides with the Leona and the Nautilus, so whenever we do get a gank down towards that bot side, it's gonna guarantee either summoners or a kill.
believe if you're going, okay, he's not going. In my opinion, if you're going for this clear on the Lee Sin, because you're not the fastest clearer, you should always try to go for a G clear in bot lane. But maybe
Yeah, that's what I sort of predicted as well with the way he was pathing, but he decides not to go for it.
I mean, the advantage of going chickens first is that your camps respawn faster. Because you have a set timer for the camps to respawn. And if you kill the non-buff camp, which has a higher respawn timer, you are able to get to your second clear a lot faster, or like 20 seconds faster than if you're starting on a buff. Both bot lane are sitting level 2, or no, level 3 for SlimOdds. But nothing much happening.
Little bit of trading, but it's basically just two tanks hitting each other, as neither of the AD carries really got the hit at all there. Ghosty got a few bumps off, but other than that, it is a pretty even trade on both of them, and we are gonna see just a trade of crabs coming out, you know, with one jungler pathing top, the other one pathing bot generally. This is what ends up happening. Fenrir potentially trying to eye up the mid lane here. Olivam is gonna be around as well. Potential 2v2 already early on. The Q is not gonna land Rupture, not gonna hit Ginny now, in trouble potentially. Might have to get flash out here, but no summoners burned. Olivan potentially in trouble. Rupture is gonna land. Fenrir still very high on HP here. Gonna opt in to go for the siege. Actually, he gets one turned on first blood for Fenrir. Lost more Dorito is gonna be left on his own. Olivan a little bit too deep there. Ends up getting taken out, and it is first blood for SlimOdds.
Yeah, we see Fenrir just walking up to it, like walking up to the Half-Life Yone. All of them decide to not stay in the brush to let him walk into him, but just walk out. Silence the nice possibility of the Yone and the Lee Sin flashing after the Aurora to kill her. And Fenrir managing to barely get the kill on Oliver in the end and flashes away so he doesn't die himself. I mean, it's well played with the timing of the silence together with the E, so Yone and Lee Sin can't follow up on Aurora or like on the Aurora disengage. Yone hitting 6, Blaze starting the Drake. While Yone is looking for a reset?
Very unlucky there, I feel like, Fenrir being 1 HP. Maybe if they take down the Showbuster, it's a different play, but ends up being a 1 for none. It is gonna be an early dragon here for the side of Ablaze. Keep in mind, this is a Cloud Drake as well, so a lot of single target damage coming through. As you can see, Olivan taking quite the beating there, but is gonna be able to secure that one away, and it is basically a free dragon for the side of Ablaze here.
It's a free Drake, yes. And with the timing, they should also be able to just go for the Grubbers, especially if because Fenrir is in bot lane right now. So, but I don't know if they know it. So, if they know that Fenrir, they for sure don't know it. But if they somehow saw Fenrir in bot lane, they could just go for the Grubs right now, get both early objectives, and they see Fenrir in mid lane right now, pathing to the Grubs. Ginny has the push, so he should be able to get in first. Oh, Last Moderator going in. It's a nice Q, bit of trade damage.
A lot of trading seems to be going around the mid lane at the moment. Both of them willing to play aggressive, which is always good to see. Keep in mind, Fenrir as well, not level 6 on the Cho'Gath yet, so he cannot just eat up these grumps, but he does hit it off the wrist coupler, so Olivan's gonna be level 5 to the level 6 of Fenrir. Should be able to eat one of these grubs away, but Fenrir just walking away for another Rupture does not land. Olivan jumping in. Keep in mind, the level difference is there. He, I believe, did end up getting one of the grubs right there, but Fenrir should be able to get the other two. Olivam's still level 5. I'm a little bit surprised that Fenrir didn't go more aggressive there with the level difference, but it is gonna be 2 grubs here secured. Fenrir is gonna be able to eat one of those away as well and gonna secure stuff. It is 3?
Fenrir was able to smite the first one.
Oh, it is all
Olivam
3.
I believe if Olivam decided to go for the, like, just decided to kill one grub, smite it away, because Fenrir used his smite already and wouldn't be able to secure the second one that way. He could have maybe hit level 6 himself, but because he's one camp behind, he's missing that bit of HP or XP in comparison to the Cho'Gath. Bot lanes are kinda even with the CS. Ghosty is a bit ahead, should be around 5 CS. Jinx ulti cast to mid lane, but it's not going to hit.
I'm pretty sure even if it hit, it wouldn't have killed. It would have killed Lost Murderito with how high on HP he was, but a little bit of a lane gank coming through here. For Olive, I'm trying to set up a play in the bot lane, but he is gonna get seen now. The Q will not land, and that is gonna be a sad.
He didn't want to wait.
No.
He didn't want to wait while the enemy was pushing the wave. Also, I believe he wasn't seen.
No, I don't believe so. Does mean that Stoosh is just gonna have to take a base here, and Fenrir potentially under some invasion. Keep in mind the bot lane of SlimOdds is in base at the moment, so he is gonna be outnumbered. If he does want to try to go for this blue buff, still kick on Olivan plus flash, could try to go for a cheeky little insect here. The Q is gonna land. That's a CC coming through as well. The kick's still there. Fenrir ignites it now. Rupture hits onto 2, does get kicked away as Lost Murderito with a flash forward, so the ultimate does get used. That's gonna be 1 going down all the way, and Lost Murderito is gonna hit the ultimate as well. Aurora going down as well. Lost Murderito with a flash on out, but here comes Ghosty. The Zig. Stoosh is actually gonna be the one to pick up the kill here. Ginny potentially on the chase, you can see, does have the blast come to his advantage, but I believe everyone else should be able to go out, but Olivam is gonna get taken down once more.
Yeah. Really good follow-up by Chief Bloodfish going into the jungle to help up his enemy or help out his jungler, but after that Olivam misses the flash Q, Ziggs misses the ult, and then they don't have any damage left to kill the remaining 3 members of SlimOdds and have to run away. Just knocked back by the Ziggs to ensure that Jinx can't do anything with the first stack of excited she gets.
It does end up being a positive trade for the side of SlimOdds. Stoosh does end up picking up a kill, and when you're looking at a scaling hyper carry like the Jinx, that's exactly what you want. Fenrir in the mid lane, again Lost Murderito giving him a burn. He's flashing the bot lane gank, but Ginny, he also burned his ultimate, so the Between Worlds not gonna be available this time on around, and Lost Murderito sort of just walks away out of that one.
Lost Murderito is really managing to sidestep the Cho'Gath Qs really well. At least in the 3 situations I saw him against the Cho'Gath, he didn't get hit by the Q once. Manages to sidestep all of them.
So far, yeah, but this one not gonna be sidestepped as Olivan and Chief Bloodfish both going to be eating that one on up. So far, the top lane, not much going up there. Fenrir now gonna be eating up the Q. That's gonna be an engage onto General Decoy, not the person you wanna try find here, as Fenrir is gonna be now forced to flash on away. Lost Murderito taking his soul back to where he started from. Both bot laners not gonna be able to join as Stoosh getting contested here by Ghost, but Fenrir is gonna be in trouble here. He's left all to his own devices. He's gonna get taken out between the worlds now onto 3 members, but there's just no damage to follow up. There's nothing from the side of Ablaze, but they're gonna pick up a 1 kill potential against the Bloodfish here as well. Should give this one up to Stoosh, but no, it's gonna be Ginny there picking up that one as General Decoy still on the hunt. Ginny with a flash forward over the wall. Ghosty just getting the satchel out. Should be able to live here. The hook just barely misses a Lost Murderito. Now looking for a knockout. Meanwhile, we have a solo bull on the top side. Lost Murderito using his soul to jump forward here, but it's just gonna be only a little bit of trading. And meanwhile, somehow the Malphite has solo killed the Camille.
Okay, a lot happening here. The first situation is really good. You trade the Leona ult for Fenrir's flash. Fenrir then decides to go for the plant. It's a bit caught out, but Olivam gets hooked, gets chunked, and then just killed with the Cho'Gath ult. Lost Moderator is ulting out, or using his own ult to get away while Chief Bloodfish is engaging and Ghosty is stepping forward, so a bit of miscommunication there. But we see the Drake started up.
Yeah, back
I'm
into
going in,
live the Drake,
taking out the
starting
Cho'Gath and
off.
managing to steal it.
Olivan is gonna be able to secure the break rupture onto 2. Their general decoy now in trouble. The TP coming in as well. It should be his side, but keep in mind he's got no ultimate. You are a Malphite with no R. You are gonna contribute nothing to this play as Olivan now jumps in as well. The Sonic Wave does hit Fenrir with the knockout. He does have the E still available if he can get in range to just anybody, but it is gonna be Olivan dropping up first. His side lives on 1 HP. Repent down here as well. Fenrir is gonna be able to eat that one on a rupture onto 2 once more, but they have ran out of damage as Fenrir it should be able to walk out of this one, but it is going to be a positive trade for the side of SlimOdds, and they lose nobody.
I believe they lost General Decoy. Yeah, they lost General Decoy in the beginning of the fight, but he managed to respawn after. It's really close that his side and Fenrir die here. I believe Camille cancelled an auto attack here. But I just, yeah. Just didn't use the auto attack to finish the Malphite. Fenrir also managing to survive.
Very unlucky for Ablaze right there. Pretty much everybody just 1 HP, and I really didn't expect for the top laners to be joining into the game this early on, but both of them end up getting in on the action, and so far the gold lead, the way of SlimOdds 2,200 at the moment, as the second set of grubs are going to be up, and I don't see a world where this should go the way of Ablaze, and it should be 6 grubs for the side of SlimOdds, as they're actually gonna end up despawning, so never mind. No one gets the grubs.
So now in this game we've seen Lost Moderator and his team are a bit, like, not really on the same page, because they get 1 kill, Lost Moderator decides to disengage most of the time, but his team just decides to greed for the kills or go further in. The worst thing you can basically do as a team is not follow the same call. So if half your team runs out, half your team goes in, you don't get anything. And half your team just died. So even if it's an in call, you basically have to try to all follow it, all be on the same page, all do it the same.
And so far it does seem like the side of SlimOdds are the ones on the same page, right? Because we've seen in these fights, they are pretty much playing it very, very well, where on the side of Ablaze it's a little bit all over the place. But now Herald onto the mid lane should be able to secure at least 1 dash. The tower might not go down quite yet, but that is a big chunk onto the mid lane tower, and this is something that the side of Ablaze are gonna want to keep alive for as long as possible, because losing that mid lane tower unlocks the map for the other side so much.
Wall Aram here, Ziggs should stay here while Lee Sin recalls. Should just be able to wave clear mid lane. Repents. Half-life in top lane. Gets the Malphite. Getting chunked down.
This is just an item diff, right? Repent not being able to get his first item quite yet. Going towards the Trinity Force slowly but surely, as his side already has the full Sunfire kit completed. Is gonna back now, so potentially might have the Triforce in base, does indeed. So first item here coming through for Repent as well, and eventually we're gonna get to a point where this Camille will be able to outlane his side. But for now, the Malphite does seem superior.
Okay, seems... No, they're not going to go for the dive. I believe Olivan would do a lot better if he just tried to be a bit more patient. Like, sometimes you can stay in a brush for 10 seconds.
Do you have an engage on the mid lane though? Ghosty now is the one who's gonna eat up the ultimate. That's gonna be a rupture landing onto General Chief Bloodfish. He does still have a flash available, but Stooge are gonna be under threat. Solar Flare not going to quite hit as well. The fate sealed is going to land though. Stooge taking too much damage, is gonna be falling here. Already the Jinx has gone now. General Decoy now under threat. Up next, Osmar Dorito. No Fate Sealed available as it was used prior, but General Decoy definitely still looking. You can see him stepping up. Oliver now on the side. Can he find the Sonic Wave? No, he cannot, but the Satchel is really good. Onto 2 right there. General Decoy potentially in trouble here, getting very, very low, as that's gonna be his side, hitting up a massive ultimate onto the back line. The Malphite is up in there, but so far they just don't seem to have the damage in it now. Does another manage to clear up one? Repent potentially in trouble up next. He has no one to help. He's run out of teammates to flash over the wall, but is he just delaying his inevitable death? No, he's not actually. The blast cone is what ends up getting him on out, but a fight that looked very bad ends up going about as even before for Ablaze.
In the end, yes. I believe they're up right now. But if the satchel was timed a bit better, General Decoy or like the Nautilus Q would have been cancelled and he would be able to just kill him first. Malphite managing to move first before the Camille comes up, or comes into the fight. And then it's just timing is a bit better from SlimOdds. Like they have the first move, or like the first there is 4 people, 4 remaining members.
Then these teams just keep on fighting. As soon as we get into live as well, it's just another Dragon Secured Ghost to trying to snipe that one on away. But so far, we sort of did say that these teams are pretty even, but SlimOdds in game 1 seem like the superior side.
Maybe not really superior. I feel like Ablaze is the one who's basically losing, or like going too deep and losing the games that way. In a lot of the fights they had till now.
Oh, that's gonna be the ultimate out of Ginny there, but with the Fate Seal, Osmar Dorito is gonna be able to get out of the Between the Worlds, but potentially looking at losing a bot tier 1 here for the side of Ablaze.
We should be able to heal up a bit on the camp. Oliver is also hovering here to make sure he doesn't get dove if he decides to defend this. And he is able to catch the wave, not lose his turret. While Blaze is playing for the top side turret here. I mean, the turret, especially with the Ziggs W, the turret is kinda low. If it loses, if the Ziggs has has 1 point in W, it should be 20% of the turret's max HP, which would be 1250 for the outer turrets. And I believe the top lane turret has around 2.5k HP right now. So it's basically, it's a few auto attacks away from death. If the Ziggs decides to be there. To finish it.
Yeah. For now, it will continue to stand Ghosty instead. Focusing on the mid lane is to make sure that he keeps farming on up. Doesn't really want to be up there with Repent sharing XP and gold. And so far, Baron is about to be on the cards, so anyone who wins the next team fight, or if anyone gets caught, potentially you can look towards that objective as well. She Bloodfish now is gonna be the one under threat. TP onto the mid lane as well. Ginny has arrived down to the scene. She Bloodfish now trying to get away, but he might just be caught. There's too much CC on the side of SlimOdds. They are going to find one Fenrir now pretty deep though on the other side, as it's gonna be a beautiful unstoppable force on to the jungler of Ablaze. Fenrir now potentially falling here. Osmar Dorito not quite being able to get enough damage on out. And that's gonna be the death charge as well. Osmar Dorito just so much CC on the side of SlimOdds. Fenrir lives as well as Stooge potentially getting outstayed in the mid lane. He is gonna fall Repent now, finding one back at least, but he is gonna trade for it with his life. His side trying to chase down Ghosty here as well. They should have the CC to pull this off. The Rupture doesn't quite land, but it does not matter as they're just gonna chase him on down. And even when Stooge overstays on the side of SlimOdds, they still pick up 2 kills, but unfortunately his side is going to fall. But the Malphite, he did his job.
Chief Bloodfish getting caught out here, missing his ult in the end, but still buying a lot of time with the enemy backline. Fenrir has to flash out of the turret range, and because of silence and the knock up after Lost Moderator doesn't manage to pick up Fenrir here first. Good flash out, but
But the
Proceed.
second we get
Empty
back into
frame.
live, it's just more fighting as Fenrir now. Getting CC'd up the solar flares, it's gonna let Aswell the 6 bomb out of nowhere. It's gonna be Chief Bloodfish picking up the shutdown. This tower still lives as the TP is coming on in the between worlds. Traps absolutely everybody. The unstoppable force on the 2. Beautifully played from the mid top lane off the side of SlimOdds. So many low health bars. That's gonna be the super mega death rocket onto Repent as well. The flash out of his side. Ginny managing to pick up 2. And SlimOdds showing Ablaze what is up in the top lane. Ginny and his side basically 2v5.
yeah, it was a 2v5. The Aurora ulti onto 4 people, into the Malphite ulti on the Malignant, onto the targets, into the 2 targets who are standing in the Malignant field. The Jinx ulti makes sure that Repent is low enough that he will die here to the Q auto attack from Jenny. I believe if the Jinx ulti didn't come in, this could have been another 2 kills for Ablaze. Not a 4-for-2 trade from the side of SlimOdds.
As the team frames do return. But yeah, like you said, another teamfight win for the side of SlimOdds. They are able to secure a Drake here for themselves as well. And Ginny, look at this man's score, 7-0-7. That's gonna be straight into the trumpers for you, my friend. No way in for the blind monk, but 2 items on the Aurora as well. And you already mentioned the importance of the Malignance in the last fight. That item on champions like Aurora does so much damage and is so important into reducing your ultimate cooldown. Ginny is gonna be an absolute monster heading into this late game.
There's also the advantage of the Malignants reducing the magic resist of enemies who are standing inside the field. So the Malphite ult and full combo did a lot more damage than it would have if the Malignants wasn't there.
Speaking of damage, Ghosty in trouble now. Super Mega Death Rocket as well. That's gonna be the Rupture with General Decoy CC. They're just gonna be falling down. Fenrir just walking and right-clicking people with the Heartsteel just seems to be enough for the side of SlimOdds still. They're gonna keep going. Chief Bloodfish does still have the flash up and available if they can force it on out, and they do. The Rupture is gonna land as well. The plant they need to get rid of if they want to kill this Leona, as they do end up hitting it, but Chief Bloodfish should be able to get on out with the Chemtech assisted. The Chemtech assisted plant right there, but Repent! That's another solo bolo from the Camille.
Okay, SlimOdds managed to win the fight in the mid lane and the chase after, but Camille manages to solo kill the Malphite instead. Lost Moderator looking here right now to maybe kill Stooge and Ginny if he catches them in his ult.
He needs to be careful so he doesn't overstay that, but they are gonna go for it between the
goal
onto Olive and Stooge. Not gonna be tagged up by the Fate Seal right there, the Rupture onto Lost Moderator as he doesn't hit absolutely anybody right there. Chief Bloodfish in as well. Keep in mind, this man already burned his flash previously, so not gonna have that up and available if they do end up going on the side of SlimOdds, but Lost Moderator, he tries to go for the hero play and go straight from hero to 0.
If he managed to hit Stooge or Jenny with his ult, they should be able to at least stop, deny the Baron from the key members on the enemy team, but he didn't hit anyone. Managed to miss it. But Olivan really doesn't have the Lee Sin performance he needed to have if we want to pick Lee Sin. 0, 8 and 5.
So far it does seem like Olivam is getting a little bit outplayed by the Cho'Gath jungle, just walking up to people and right-clicking them with the Heartsteel, but this is where I feel like the game gets really hard for the side of Ablaze, because yes, you do have Ghosty in a good position at the moment. The Ziggs at 2 items, Repent at 2 items as well, exactly where you want to be. But like you said, Olivam is, unless he gets a miracle kick onto Stooge and manages to insect him or Ginny, going to be borderline useless heading into this late game.
Yeah. The only possibility for him to find anything is a big kick or like a good kick. Believe the most damage he would be able to do in a team fight is he managed to kick the choreograph into the Jinx. Because Lee Sin also has bonus enemy max HP damage on his ultimate.
Oh, the hook is gonna land onto Shift Blobfish. No flash on the Leona. He should just go down here with the damage out of SlimOdds, but tanky enough on the Leona. But Oliver now being under-affected by the hook once more as the TP from behind Liz is gonna be not for the Rito actually in the back line. But meanwhile, Ginny is just taking out the entire goddamn team. This guy is so bad. He's gonna hit it onto everyone. Fake shield onto 4, but this guy just does no damage. As the side of SlimOdds, they couldn't care less. They're just gonna keep strutting on forward. Lost more Rito just forced to back, as they could potentially go for the end on the side of SlimOdds, but I think they are just gonna back away. Gonna play the safe way here. Gonna back with the Baron recalls as well. Dragon up in about 37 seconds or so. And so far, SlimOdds, they seem to be playing this game pretty damn well.
There were 4 people in mid lane from Ablaze catching the waves, or trying to defend the waves. Chief Blobfish got hooked by the Nautilus and then wasn't able to escape anymore. Meanwhile, Las Moderato was farming camps in the top side, like in the enemy top lane jungle. But it's gonna be a Drake for SlimOdds right now, because it doesn't look like Ablaze is going to contest this.
I think it would be suicide if they did. Currently Ablaze, the ones that are down by 6,000 gold. And I would love to take a look at the individual gold as well, just to see how much gold Ginny has, and he's got 11,000. And interestingly enough, Los Moderato is actually richer than Ginny, just due to the massive CS difference. But those kills definitely going a long way for the Aurora, and so far it's gonna be interesting to see what Repent can do on the side lane as well, because we are late enough into the game where Repent should be able to beat the Malphite on the side, but and the side of Ablaze use that to their advantage when they're this far behind. We're gonna have to see.
I mean, the gold in top lane and in bot lane are both dead even. Like Jinx 6 have the same gold, Yon Malphite have the same gold. 4k of the difference is in jungle, with all of them having 8k gold and Fenrir having 11.8. And there's another 1.5k gold difference in mid lane. So yeah. It's a bit rough for the jungle.
Just a little bit. The siege down towards the bot lane, Rupture coming out as well, gonna be missing everyone, but keep your eyes on the mid lane and the top lane, because you've got a split pushing Repent that you're going to have to deal with eventually, or this guy's gonna take your entire base. But it's gonna be the between the worlds as well. Ghosty with a flash on out. It is gonna catch you Blobfish, but the 6 is just gonna fall. Repent I'm going to try to TP back to save his team, but I think it's gonna be a little bit too late. I've lost Margarito again. A huge fate sealed onto the back line. Ginny is dead, Stoosh is dead, and Repent now trying to just tanks left to deal with. If you want one champion, that's the Camille with the true damage, as Fenrir is gonna potentially fall here as well. And it is gonna be Fenrir falling 3 members, sorry, down for the side of SlimOdds. And I think if Repent doesn't TP there, he can potentially end the game, but I respect it nonetheless.
The problem here is Ginny was the one who was tanking the turret and just got locked up by the Leona. So it's a solo kill for Leona, and meanwhile Las Moderato manages to catch out Dude, who just isn't tanky enough without this barrier to survive the combo from Yon. I believe, yeah, if Repent didn't TP here, he would have got 2 turrets, or like would have at least gotten both Nexus turrets, and his team could have chased. So it could have been a game.
I think that TP might be the biggest mistake we've seen in the game so far, because I think the game could genuinely be over right now.
It would have been the biggest macro mistake.
Yeah, but it's also one of those things where it's a split-second call, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's really hard to determine in the moment, especially with all the adrenaline running and stuff. Because if you don't TP, you could also lose the game. So it's one of those things where you just have to make the call and then look after and potentially see what you could have done better. But gonna be Baron on the cards here as well, and Keep in mind, Repent used TP earlier, which means he can side lane in that bot side.
Also, Roberto has TP, he would be able to side lane, but he decides to group his team first. A bit of a chunk on Fenrir. Should be like 1.5k HP.
Oh my god. Lost
No.
my Burrito is just going in onto Stooge, having the flash on out as well. Oliver now into the thick of things. Can he find the kick on the Jinx? Just being back, but he keeps him back into absolutely no one.
Really
Between
low,
worlds is absolutely huge as well. Sheep Blobfish now under threat. Repent trying to jump in, trying to get the backline. He is gonna find Stooge with that flash. But he is gonna fall down as well. Lost Margarito, he's just running straight towards the bot lane. He doesn't care about this fight anymore. As Ghost are now gonna be chased down as well. Sheep Blobfish going to go down. The Ziggs is going to be able to walk on out, but look at
is
Lost
forcing the enemy
Margarito.
team to recall. And if
He
Ghosty
is
can
gonna
just
be-
recall and clear the wave,
I don't think he can end the game. His side is here as well.
yeah. And his side also has TP. Both of these people have TP, or both of these champions have TP, so are able to join. Looks like his side is winning right now.
It's rock diff.
Oh,
The rock is just too big. It's rock diff. It is what it is. The unstoppable force is too large, and his side just he kind of just right clicks. Lost Margarito. When Lost Margarito he's trying to do fate seal all these cool tricks, his side just right clicks and smacks him down.
I mean, it's a Malphite with Warden's Mail, Frozen Heart, and Thornmail and Plated Steel Caps against a Yone.
Yeah,
So
there's
he
a
basically he has
There isn't
every
much
item
damage
that
gonna
fucks
be
Yone.
coming out there. Blue buff secured though for Oliver. Huge.
It's Soul coming up in a few seconds, 5 seconds in bot lane. Which should be going to the side of SlimOdds because Jinx is the only one here. Ablaze is deciding to maybe go for the Baron. It looks like they're going for the Baron. They're starting it right now. At least
I think
they're
they should.
not trading the soul for nothing. But it's still
You have to
soul
try
for
this. You're
Baron.
down by 5k.
Yeah. But it's really slow. Because Lost Margarito was still dead.
Yeah, you got no Lost
Fenrir is
Margarito.
getting a soul and Ablaze is not finishing the Baron. So they lose soul for nothing.
Yeah, overall is a big win for the side of SlimOdds, but at the same time for Ablaze you've gotta try something. Right, you're down by 5k gold, so you might as well go for the Baron, see if you can get it. But like you said, Lost Margarito not there, Ghosty. He's on the Ziggs, he's not gonna be doing too much DPS to the Baron, so they just don't really have the damage to pick it up, while the rest of SlimOdds, now they have 4 Kimtech Dragons in the Kimtech Soul. That is going to be rough to deal with.
Malphite shield is really big here. With the 4 Kentek Drakes, who all give him heal and shield power. Every one of them gives 6%, so it's 24% in total. This also helps Jinx, like the heal and shield power helps Jinx with her barrier, and the Chemtech Soul, which is damage, 11% damage reduction and 11% more damage when you're below 50% HP. So even if the Jinx doesn't have any defensive items, she's still pretty tanky with these with the Drakes.
Yeah, Chemtechs are definitely one of the better ones, I want to say, for champions like Jinx, who don't necessarily build resistances, but you still get a little bit more tanky with that, and I feel like I need to highlight Lost Margarito a little bit here, because he's kind of been sending it the entire game, and while it hasn't always worked out for his team, goddamn if I don't respect him for it.
I mean, he's been sending it and then kinda leaving. So,
I mean, that's just Yone, right?
I mean, but he's fully leaving. He's not trying to stay in the fight after. He just fully leaves the fight. His team is still fighting like 3v4 or something, and he's just on the other side on the map suddenly.
He's just sending it and running down bot. Getting
Yeah.
it. Pent looking towards the mid lane now. Fenrir as well is very, very tanky alongside his side, so this front line is going to be very hard to cut down. You need to find flanks onto Stooge and Ginny at this point, and if they can find the carries on the side of SlimOdds, I feel like they can still win, they still have a shot, but even if you find the carries, Fenrir's got so much HP on this Cho'Gath, and Cho'Gath with Heartsteel does damage as well. It's a tall order for the side of Ablaze.
It's full build on a Malphite, almost full build on a Yone. But it's 4 items on Camille, 2.5 from Lee Sin. I mean, Malphite doesn't get any stronger than this.
That's the
Maybe,
silver
if he has
lining,
Gathering
right?
If he has Gathering Storm, he still gets stronger, but I kinda don't believe that he would Gathering Storm. Stoosh getting poked a bit here. Just one
This-
6Q, and he loses 20% of his HP.
Ghost still hurts, right? These Ziggs bombs,
Yeah.
if he can hit them onto the squishy members on the side of SlimOdds, definitely still does damage. But just if you finding those angles very difficult. And Ghosty has poke, but Fenrir also has a Warmox. So this Cho'Gath can basically just walk in, buy space for the rest of SlimOdds, and then just walk out, and in a few seconds he'll be full HP again.
Yeah. It's a bit rough that the Cho'Gath managed to get so much gold and got so tanky in this game. Jinx is still very squishy. Aurora has the Seeker's Arm Guard, so she should be able to dodge one engage. Malphite deciding to recall to stop Lost Moderator. If they see the Malphite in bot lane, it could be a good angle to force the fight, but they have to do something. And not
This
just...
is where the fight is gonna kick off. Baron gonna go the way of SlimOdds. Between Worlds gonna be hitting onto two Ghost. Is still untouched in this fight, but so is Stoosh. The Jinx just free hitting. And the rest of the tanks just buying so much space. Both top laners not gonna be around for the team fight, but Stoosh is Stoosh. Picks up to their Fenrir. Not even half HP yet. Keep in mind as his side just chasing a Lost Margarita Fenrir. Still looking for more, but the rest of the team has backed away. Olivan taking a big chunk. As he's just gonna get beaten down by Fenrir. I talked about the Cho'Gath damage. And there you see that Ghosty trying to do as much as he can. The Rupture with the flash onto Ghosty now, as well the Satchel to get him on out. Lost Margarito is here with the Fate Seal. Might be able to take out the Cho'Gath. He does. Fenrir overstepping there a little bit, but unstoppable force available for his side means Ghosty is going to go down, or I should presume so, as the flash unstoppable force just to secure it hitting. So bring a Death Pocket gonna hit absolutely nobody. General Decoy. The hook doesn't land. Lost Margarito gets himself on out, but the rest of his team is in shambles. Him and Chief Bloodfish, the only two people alive. Repent now, gonna be respawning as well, as that's a huge solo player onto the back line, but they just doesn't find anyone. Stoosh potentially under threat. Flashy straight to Repent. That's not where you want to be going, as they try their best to keep their AD carry alive, but Chief Bloodfish now potentially falling down here with Repent. Jhin is still alive. Keep in mind this Aurora is very, very fed, so it is the dual target threat as Lost Margarito trying to do what he can on the split push, but cannot stop his side's recall with the Baron buff, as now Ginny and General Decoy, it's gonna be up to them to end this game, end the first game in this series, to TP in from his side just to secure the Nexus blowing up, but there should be nothing Ablaze can do, potentially finding Ginny here, but I don't think it matters. General Decoy, he's just hitting the Nexus, and Nautilus wants to get the hell out of there, as that's exactly what they'll do, and SlimOdds are gonna take game 1.
Okay. It's another time where Lost Moderator just leave. They could have defended the base, but you decided to try the back door. But if only Oliver in the base, didn't manage to get all of the minions aggroed on him, so he could catch the wave basically, or like deny the tower push. Yeah.
And overall, it kind of felt like the side of Ablaze ran out of ways to deal with the front line on the side of SlimOdds, because Fenrir, he kept getting tankier and tankier on the Cho'Gath. Same with his side on the top lane, the Malphite. Just so difficult to deal with. And Ghosty on the Ziggs, the solo AP threat just not enough to deal with the huge front line on the side of SlimOdds. And Stoosh also getting an early lead in that game, I feel like not great for the side of Ablaze. When you're looking at a comp like this, that's the last person you want to give gold to. But overall, I feel like Ablaze still have a fighting chance in this. What would you like to see them improve here for game 2 to feel like they can come back?
I kinda want Ablaze to be on the same page. Like a lot of, especially a lot of Moderato, you have to play with your team. You have to stay with your team and do shit together. Because there were a lot of winnable fights, or like, yeah, there were a lot of winnable fights, and for Ablaze, if they decide to fight as 5, or they could have played a bit more into the split push, just let the Ziggs wave clear a lot, and send both the Camille and the Yone into the side lanes. Because if Camille and Yone are in the side lane, Malphite probably has to match the Yone, and Ginny has to match Camille, but Camille should be able to threaten a kill onto the Aurora, onto Ginny on the Aurora. So just deciding to wave clear with the Ziggs, play into your strong side lane. Maybe that would have been an option. But
We're gonna have to wait for game 2, like you said. We're gonna have to see if any of that is gonna come into fruition. If Ginny and his side can once again 2v5 in game number 2, as we're gonna head into a short little break while we get ourselves and the players ready for the draft of second game, guys. So don't go anywhere. We're gonna be right back.
When you want to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down. Earth from a bird's eye view. You should grow feathers and see this too. When you want to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down. darkest ground. But gravity pulls you straight down. Earth from a bird's eye view. You should grow feathers and see this too. When you want to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down. When you want to get off the darkest ground, gravity pulls you straight down. Clear sky.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 2, SlimOdds taking game 1 versus Ablaze here. And we talked about it already earlier on. Very, very important to pick up a 2-0 here if you are SlimOdds. So, do you think, based on game 1, that they're going to be taking the 2-0 here? Or do you think Ablaze has a chance to come back in this game number 2?
From the gameplay I've seen from both sides, SlimOdds should be able to take it. I should probably kind of easily take it, because they're more of they play maybe not better, but they play as a team. So every member knows what they have to do, or like what they need to do to function inside of the team comp. Seems like Cho'Gath is gonna be banned away from the side of Ablaze.
They just
There's
don't
no
want to deal with it anymore.
Yeah,
The Cho'Gath was too large for Ablaze to deal with, so that's gonna be
Ablaze should-
coming back around for game 2.
Ablaze should ban Lee Sin, so all of them can't pick it.
Oh, stop. Didn't your mother ever tell you not to kick people when they're down?
No.
Oh god. But yeah, I sincerely hope for the sake of Ablaze that the Lee Sin doesn't make a comeback for game 2, because I've seen better Lee Sins. Let's just put it like that. But something we didn't see in game 1 is the Caitlyn for the side of SlimOdds, and just so anyone who doesn't know, this is the recently buffed Caitlyn as well, so I'm yet to see it on the Rift actually, so I'll be interested to see what sort of a difference the buff made into how much damage she can output overall. But it'll be interesting to see if Ablaze take away the Jinx here as a response, but instead the Lucian, so something a little bit more aggressive than the Ziggs this time around.
I'm not sure if we've ever seen the Caitlyn picked in this split of the SLE. Lucian Nami probably going to be together in bot lane and not Lucian flex into mid and top lane. Especially together with the Nami, because Lucian is one of the best pairings. If you have good synergy. Or if your Lucian and Nami are good. They're trying to probably... I hope in this game that they are going to just try to stop the bot lane, get them behind Seraphine. Also flex pick could be picked in support and mid lane for this game, because the Caitlyn already was picked up. Except if SlimOdds want to really cook and put the Caitlyn mid lane and Seraphine on ADC.
I think we've seen enough cooking for at least tonight, considering we had a Lee Sin and a Cho'Gath jungle in game 1, but I would assume it's gonna go towards the bot lane along with Caitlyn, just because then you get the double range, you get the poke as well, and if the side of Ablaze can get ahead on this bot lane, it's gonna be a very hard game for the Caitlyn to play. But we have a Scarecrow on the Rift here, Fiddlesticks picked up for Ablaze, and looks like the cooking will not stop.
Yeah, this looks like another all-in comp. But this time, Oliver is not in a champion where he has to mechanically make plays. He just has to stand somewhere over a wall and press ult, which he should be able to do.
You don't sound too confident.
I hope he's able to do it.
Oh god, I feel so bad for Oliver. He's just getting roasted and toasted right now. But the Silas ban, I think, is interesting for the side of Ablaze because you're looking at sort of what potentially can take away. And it is the Fiddlesticks plus the Nami ult. Malphite is gonna get banned here, so generally the biggest counter to Malphite taken away here by the side of Ablaze. But so far, definitely an equally interesting draft from the side of Ablaze, I want to say.
Yeah. I believe that this is also the first time we've seen Fiddlesticks in this series. Or not series, in the split. Same as Caitlyn. But what I want to say about Away and Seraphine, they could be swapped mid and support. So Away could go support and Seraphine could go mid lane. Because Way in the last patch, Way's fielding on allies got buffed. So we've even seen him, or like probably have we seen him on support? I'm not sure right now.
Not
I
in
believe
this split
someone
battle.
picked him. I believe someone's picked him.
Maybe. If
Cassidy
anyone
then?
knows in chat, you know, feel free to say. Not the first way. I guess it would be an interesting pick. So far we are missing engage. I want to say from both sides, Fiddlesticks can be engaged, but generally you want him to be more of a follow-up and have someone else's primary engage. But Kassadin as well picked here for the side of Ablaze, so getting some more late game scaling as well in their comp, because the Lucian Nami, while it is very good pairing, it is very good early game, isn't the best scaling bot lane in the game. So you definitely need some more late game insurance, and they do have that in the form of Kassadin, but potential Mundo hover here for the side of SlimOdds, and if they do lock this in, it is just gonna be again another standard front to back comp from the side of SlimOdds, and it worked very well in game 1, so I wouldn't be surprised if
Emo
they do
hover?
end up going for it again. Surely not.
I kinda want Engage from Los Moderato, but he's just covering AP champions for the full AP top side.
I would be
Linear-
surprised if it goes for engage.
Nunu. Lily.
The Jarvan.
Is he gonna do the line special and play Fiddlesticks top lane? Or is it gonna be Java top lane?
I would hope it's Jarvan top lane, because I feel like Fiddlesticks top isn't really gonna be good for Ablaze. But some more AD damage definitely welcome, considering so far the only AD damage is the Lucian. But overall, a very interesting draft from the side of Ablaze, I want to say, whereas the side of SlimOdds, it's just very standard front to back, couple tanky boys in the front, couple of damagey boys in the back, and if the side of SlimOdds play game 2 like they did game 1, I see no issues why they shouldn't take this whole series away.
I mean, if we're looking at the matchup for Ablaze, the Fiddlesticks and the Jarvan against the Mundo, I believe the Fiddlesticks has the easier time in the lane. But Fiddlesticks into Mundo should be the better matchup than Jarvan into Mundo. Even if Jarvan can try to kill the Mundo and Fiddlesticks can't, but Fiddle just stands in the wave, presses W and heals himself back up.
I don't really see. I feel like it doesn't really matter who ends up going to the top lane. I don't really see kill pressure either way. Just because it is Mundo. Mundo notoriously very hard to kill, and I wanna say potentially the best tank this patch as well. Just because he scales very well off of HP, and items like Warmog's at the moment is very, very good. So you can basically just dip in and out of teamfights, get full HP, kind of like we saw in game 1 with the Cho'Gath. But overall, I'm much more favoring the side of SlimOdds, I think, draft-wise in game 2, but how do you feel? Who do you think is gonna take game 2 based on draft?
Yeah, I also favor SlimOdds because they have an ADC, they have 2 beef frontliners, they have a mage, they have shielding in the, from the Seraphine at the way from both of them. So they're really tanky, they have a lot of damage, because both Zac and Mundo are 2 of the very damage heavy tanks. But Kassadin has a free lane against the way, or not
not maybe the free lane, but he's able to free scale basically. And if he gets a few kills, this could be really scary. Because you don't have any, like the only instance you see, you basically have is from the way. The way field. And it should be a bit hard to just hit it on the Kassadin.
Yeah, I think especially when you're talking about a Kassadin, like you're talking about a late game scaler. Generally, when champions like Kassadin get ahead, they become very, very scary. Because now suddenly, like a Rise, for example, a champion that was going to get online 30 minutes into the game is now going to get online 20 minutes into the game because he got a few kills in the early game. Which then becomes a lot scarier to play against because dragons become a lot scarier to play against, and I feel like if the side of SlimOdds neglect the vision this game, it can become very scary because if you've got a Kassadin who's flanking and you've got a Fiddlesticks on the other side, notoriously a champion who likes to play in the dark, if you get jumped on by those two and there's some big fears coming out, for sure Ablaze can still take this game away, but it's again, like in game 1, a lot harder for them to execute it.
If the Fiddlestick also decides to go zombie ward, you will have such a vision advantage. Like the map would be will be lit up for Ablaze and kinda dark for SlimOdds. So he can basically walk where he wants to, decide what he wants to do, even for if the jar, or like all of them can probably walk, like decide where they want to go and not be spotted or just always spot the SlimOdds.
And I think that's sort of why I like this Lucian Nami in the comp of Ablaze. Because you need some lane to play around, right? You need sort of somewhere to go in the early game.
Yeah.
And if you can get this Lucian Nami ahead and potentially play for bot tier 1 early on, you can very easily set up traps with the Fiddlesticks. And then the game becomes really scary to play. Granted, on the side of SlimOdds, you've got great ways to check bushes and check over walls, even if you do like that vision. Right, you've got a Seraphine who's got a very long range Q. You've got a Hui, very long range as well, who can sort of just use his spells into bushes to check if there is anyone there. But it's always the danger. If he is not there and he is standing closer than you think he is, once you've reached close enough to the bush, you're already dead.
Also, Caitlyn from behind is not really the best ADC wonder, because Caitlyn really scales with items, and if she doesn't just gets killed a few times in the early game, she will not get those items. So she will be kind of useless, and except for Caitlyn and Mundo, SlimOdds is kind of full AP.
Yeah, that's... If you can find a way onto the Caitlyn, and you've got some magic resist on the side of Ablaze, gonna be very hard to kill as well. And I agree with you, I think Caitlyn and Kalista come to my mind as two of the worst ADCs you can play from behind, I feel like. Because both of them, like you said, rely heavily on gold and heavily in getting ahead. And if the side of Ablaze on the bot side choose to play aggressive, that's gonna be very difficult for SlimOdds to do, because early on in the 3v3, in the bot side, I wanna say Ablaze are stronger just because of the Lucian Nami.
Yes. I mean, yeah, Lucian Nami should be the lane they play around. We would see who is going to be in the jungle, Fiddlesticks or Jarvan. Maybe they're even going to go for a few 4-man dives and if the top laner goes TP. Which they should do. They should be able to dive bot lane if they have enough vision in the bot side jungle, so they know that Zac isn't there.
I think they definitely can, and then it just brings up the issue which you brought up in game number 1 maybe, which was Ablaze playing together. Right? This was the big thing you wanted to see improve in game 2, and sort of orchestrating a dive like that can be very difficult. But Ablaze so far didn't show us in game 1 that they are playing together well enough to make that happen. So I would be very surprised if they manage to sort of get well enough together as a team to pull off any dives in the early game. But like you said, I think if you can put this Caitlyn behind even in CS, it is gonna be a lot harder for SlimOdds to play. But something we also didn't cover was MVPs for game 1, since we do have a little bit of time to kill. So who would you say was your MVP for game 1?
I would
Okay,
say
that was
Fenrir.
very quick.
I mean, Jenny got the kill. And what's his name again? The top lane may fight Mesicho or something. Can't remember the names. He got a lot of good ultimates together with Jenny, like together with the Aurora ult. But I believe Fenrir was the one who made the plays in the early game. Got the first blood. Got tanky and then just ran over.
I mean, that's pretty much how game 1 went, I feel like. Potentially a different game if the early mid 2v2 goes the other way for the side of Ablaze, I feel like. So it was kind of unlucky for them. But as well, like you said, his side coming out with huge plays in the top lane on the Malphite as well, especially the 2v5 out of him and Ginny were very, very cleanly played as we finally get onto the Rift 4 game number 2, and it looks like it is the Jarvan in the jungle and Lost Margarita with the Fiddlesticks
It's a
on top
Linus
lane.
special.
30 seconds until
Linus had 2 picks in top lane, or 3. TF, Karthus, and Fiddlesticks.
You can't forget
least
about
those
the
are
bot Lawi as well.
I mean, those are the picks that are kinda... Yeah. They can be a bit grief.
Little bit off.
I mean, they work sometimes,
might
but...
say.
minions have spawned.
Sometimes, but not a high enough of a success rate. And looking at the runes as well, so far sort of looks very standard. It is interesting to note that Stooge, instead of going for Fleet, has gone for Lethal Tempo here, which I personally wouldn't prefer because you are going up against a very aggressive Lucian Nami here, and there's going to be a lot of trading in the early game as well. And Fleet, granted, had received a bunch of nerfs recently, and Lethal Tempo seems very good at the moment, but you're going to be under a heavy pull. So I think Fleet just giving you that extra sustain would be my go-to, but it does look like we are going to be seeing both the junglers mirroring each other's clears, so potentially some scrapping in the bot lane early.
Seems like Stooge believes he will be able to survive the bot lane and wants to go for the lethal tempo to just pull out or push out more DPS. Because even in the last game where he was on Jinx, the enemy bot lane, they didn't really punish him. And he managed to get kills early. So
But this is...
Yeah.
So this is basically what the Lost Margarita is gonna do. He's gonna step in the wave, he's gonna press W, and he will have perma push in the top lane.
Push always on maximum HP. But he will be gankable by the Zac. But the Zac is pathing to bot lane, so he's gonna be fine for at least 1.5 more minutes. Both
So I
junglers
think
are pathing
that's-
for bot lane. Jarvan skipping camps.
I think
Looks
that's
like
gonna
he's
be
going-
interesting to note as well. Do you think there is gonna be some top lane interference with how Lost Margarita is gonna play?
There should be a few, or like, there should probably be like 1 or 2 gank attempts. Maybe not immediately, but like in the later stages of the laning phase. Right now, both junglers should just play for the bot lane, cover them and make sure that their own bot lane doesn't die. Maybe get a kill on the enemy bot lane. So top lane should just be an island for now.
We did already see a gank attempt coming out from Olivan, but it was a great ward placed by the bot lane of SlimOdds.
Fenrir
Fenrir is
has
gonna
smite.
jump in, taking away the crab, and he's gonna toss, not even toss a, I would have tossed a thumbs up right there, but instead he's gonna be more respectful, gonna just walk away, and gonna double crab Olivan here as well. Olivan trying to go for a little bit of a cheeky invade, but there's nothing there to
That's gonna
find.
be a bot lane
Instead,
gank for him.
yeah, potentially passing down towards the bot lane instead. No vision so far for the side of SlimOdds. He is
Choice.
gonna be able to make his way on in. Flash is still up. Gonna see where the flag and drag lands. Flashed out by General Decoy right there. She Wolffish running a little bit low here. The Nami, not the healthiest of bars. He's gonna be forced to flash on out right there. And okay, there is a gank in the top lane. Fenrir trying to find Lost Murderito, but this is basically a 1v1. His side not really being able to contribute here as he's too low. And still, Olivan in the bot lane, potentially going back for a gank numero duo as he's gonna be making a return, keeping my General Decoy, no flash, so it's gonna be the flag and drag into the flash, exhaust here onto Ghost, but it's not gonna make a difference. The bubble onto Stooge as well, Stooge potentially forced to flash on out here, as it's Lost Margarito killing one, potentially getting two as well, and Ablaze coming out with a huge win right now.
Double kill for Jarvan in bot lane. They punished that Seraphine doesn't have flash. Lost probably got engaged on by Fenrir, and his side just stepped inside his W range. So Lost was able to pick up the kill, and then Fenrir and his side just didn't have the damage to finish him.
Yeah, and it's gonna be 2 kills, like you said, going to Olivan as well. I think it's a little bit unfortunate that Ghosty doesn't gather up either of those kills, because realistically, that's where you want the gold. You want the gold onto the Lucian just so he can snowball a little bit easier. But so far, Ablaze playing a lot better in game 2 as Lost Margarito with an ultimate on the top lane. His side gonna be chunked out here, but nothing else really gonna be going on in there, as I think it's just a bit of a zoning ultimate. His side is now a lot sort of lower HP, which means he doesn't have as much pressure, but keep in mind, still no flash for General Decoy, so potential re-gank in the bot lane by Olivan coming soon.
I mean, it's not really bad that the Jarvan picks up the kills, because Jarvan is probably gonna be the one who is able to hit the Caitlyn the most. Especially with the front line on Zac and Mundo.
E2 onto Stooge, that is forced to flash on out of there, and just another flash gathered by Olivan, and I need to be a little bit critical here for SlimOdds, because if you're looking at the comp of Ablaze, you sort of know the lane they're going to be playing around, and so far the side of SlimOdds playing very aggressive.
Yeah, Zac is also not, like, they don't have the vision in bot lane to just leave them alone. Especially if both bot lanes don't have flash. The only good thing is that Jarvan didn't farm a lot, so he just hit level 5. He should be able to hit level 6 if he's doing all the next 4 camps. But he's still not at that point. And if the Jarvan has ult and Caitlyn and Seraphine don't have flash, especially it should always be a free kill, especially on the Seraphine.
Yeah, but potentially the top side is going to be the focus now. Fenrir trying to see if he can eye up a gank up there, but Lost Margarito backing away just in time. Meanwhile, Olivan now under threat. He's going to find the ultimate on his head as well. Ginny able to pick that one on up. That is in the mid lane, so finally a lane for SlimOdds that is getting ahead, but again, this bot lane, a big linchpin for them, has been struggling, and I definitely agree with you. Now that the Cataclysm is online, this bot lane for SlimOdds just got so much scarier, having no flashes.
Yeah. There was a good fear in the mid lane on Olivan, who was first spotted on the minion wave, and then... Okay. Another solo kill in top lane. Yeah, Mundo didn't have ult, used it before somewhere.
Fenrir in trouble here, is gonna get engaged on the flag and drag, does find the Zac, but again, Olivan not being level 6 yet, really struggling in that jungle, behind by about 20 CS, so far the XP lead going the way of Fenrir, but Lost Margarito is pulling things on a Fiddlesticks top that I thought I would have never seen in the series.
I believe he was in the brush, channeled his ultimate, and his side just warded too late. Or like, we saw the ward in the top lane brush, but it was just placed. So maybe it just warded as the ultimate was coming out. Maybe got feared, maybe not. And
I
all of them
feel like
bot lane. Yes, ult.
all of them needs to be
Just
the one
use
that's
it.
a little scared. General Decoy now gonna be hit by the tidal wave as well, but oh, that is a great combo out of Stooge. Tossing up the emote as well, what I like to see. All of them make it a gank in the bot lane, but ends up in a 1-for-1 for the side of SlimOdds.
All of them got a bit fucked by pathfinding there. Because kinda looked like he was just clicking over his ultimate. And his character just walked back and forth into the tower range and back out, back in. Because he should be able to.
Oh no.
We should be able to stand in the edge of the bottom on the bottom there and not take any third shot. But yeah. So
Yeah, just
one
because
kill.
his ultimate hugged the wall as well, so he really had no way to pass through there, and that's very unfortunate.
The kill for Lucian, kill for Caitlyn. Lucian has his Essence Reaver completed, Caitlyn still sitting on the components of the collector.
Oh my god.
Kill
Lost
6
for the veto.
ulting again.
This man does a lot of damage. As Oliver is now gonna be eating up the ultimate in the mid lane. Gonna be chunked on a little bit, but no kills going through the Arcane Comet. Flying in as well, Ginny with a snipe onto Oliver. I'm gonna be falling. And so far, I must admit, Ginny in this series has been playing pretty damn well.
Yeah. They're able to hit his combos, or like hit the full combos on all of them 2 times. Who didn't build any resistances, probably going for Eclipse. So it's really squishy. If Oliver doesn't manage to hit and proc his Conqueror and heal himself back up that way, he will just get one combo that away.
Yeah, and I think definitely the situation at the bot lane as well looking good for Ablaze, because now Ghosty has his Essence Reaver completed, which means if he wants to, he can kind of just perma push this wave, try and play for plates as well, as he's never gonna run out of mana. But overall, I feel like the 2v2 for the side of Ablaze should be winning right now if they can find a combo, which makes it very scary for the side of SlimOdds to play, but now that their flashes are back up, the Cataclysm this time around should not be as much of an issue.
Yeah. But if the Jarvan manages to catch him out, like pushing to the enemy tower, they will have to use flash early, and Jarvan can follow up with his EQ, which should be able to guarantee another kill, at least on the Seraphine. Blaze playing for the vision control here in bot lane, just gonna go for the second Drake. Mountain and Ocean. Ocean Drake is really good in the early laning phase. It's a bit, especially, why not? It's a bit worse when you only have a single Ocean Drake in the later game. But in the early laning phase, it basically ensures that you're careful.
And look, if an engager gets a big engage onto the backline, it's gonna be the back engage from Oliver as well. Stooge now in trouble, the backline left completely alone. Repent as well, just getting immediate
Both lanes just dying, Fiddlestick looting in.
Under threat, that's gonna be lost for the Rito, finding the engage once more, fleeing. Is Ginny now trying to run away? That's gonna be the passive out of Zac popped as well. Repent gonna be able to pick that one up. Lost for the Rito, 1 HP, is gonna be able to flash the missile there, the outplay from the Fiddlesticks as his side. Gonna be popping the ultimate to try to live. He is gonna be able to run on out, but Lost Murder Rito is somehow diffing his side with Fiddlesticks top.
This looked like a really good engage from the side of SlimOdds at first, managing to tank out Chief Blobfish and killing all of them, but all of them managed to get out the 3-man Jarvan ulti, and the follow up from the Kassadin and the Lucian ultimate were enough to kill the enemy, to kill SlimOdds bot lane. And Lost Murder going on Ginny, managing to flash away from the queue and killing them with the airy auto attack together with his Leandries. Or did he have his Leandris completed? I'm not sure.
I
He probably
believe it.
didn't. No, he probably didn't because he only has boots. And he should have another component if he had Leandris complete before, at least.
Might be a secret Lost Dorito tech. Maybe he doesn't need boots. He does seem pretty proficient on the fiddlesticks.
Yeah.
See, Lucy Kindle going over boots again. He just doesn't. Oh, wait, he's selling.
I'm not sure what to buy.
He doesn't know. He's just chilling in base. He doesn't.
And Mercs. Yeah, Mercs is
Ah.
good. Mercs is really good against four people on an enemy team. Even with the Caitlyn traps. So you don't get CC'd as much. Because it's all
Yeah, especially when you're heading up against such a comp, 4 AP. So gonna be able to deny a lot of damage there as well, but I gotta admit, maybe Ablaze looking a lot better in this game.
Yeah. They're managing to find plays, Olivem is doing something. Which is good. Repent is ahead, Ghosty is ahead, Basmaraja is ahead. Oh, I mean, Repent is probably even, but the other lanes are winning. It's a good wave state. Should be able to also contest this Herald here if they want to. But it looks like Olivem is not yet there. The fiddle effigy just flashing.
Then when Finder engage here after the Cataclysm, was gonna lock up to Lost Dorito.
Really
Finding a
good combo
huge
here.
ultimate there onto two, his side left on his own devices, and 2 quick kills onto Ablaze right there, and that is the Jarvan Fiddlesticks combo wombo on the top side.
The Jarvan ult ensures that you can't just flash out of the Fiddlesticks ult. Basically, you have to eat the whole damage, especially if you don't have any dashes anymore. The Pharron doesn't have his flash. His side decided not to go flash. Want to go for the ghost. Probably not sure if he knew that the Fiddlesticks was going top lane. I believe Ablaze should have told him. Ablaze, like, I believe it's customary to at least tell the enemy who's playing which champion.
Potentially some communication there.
Being
Seeing
in.
the sack in the bot side though, Fenrir now trying to find an engage onto 2. It is a very good pullback into the ultimate, and he's just gonna be able to clean house in the bot lane. Ghosty and Chief Blobfish pushing up a little bit too far with no vision around, end up getting taken on out, but Lost Dorito again trying to find an angle in top lane.
I mean, I believe what you're seeing in top lane right now is just the effigy in a brush, and he's just walking back to lane.
This is the angle, trust.
The angle.
It's
He's
the
just
angle.
walking it. And
So far it has seemed to work though.
I mean, even a 0-degree angle is still an angle.
True. It does seem to have a little bit of magic resist as well, so it'll be interesting to see what he ends up opting into here, but magic resist when
like
Stooge
a business
is
mask.
3-2-2 is gonna be very handy here, and yeah, I think that would be, especially when you gotta cast it in mid, reducing enemy magic
Yeah.
resist is gonna be really big, right?
If you have two or 3 AP threats, and someone can build a business mask, like one of you two, it should always be, like you should almost always do it.
Little bit of a wide tidal wave in the bot lane, unfortunately, but Fenrir now in the top side trying to find Lost Dorito. Fiddlesticks trying to drain his way on through. He's gonna have the Leandries as well, the flash on through. Look at how much
healing back up.
HP this man is getting. The wave here as well to assist him. He's gonna find one. He's potentially finding
Okay, wait.
Tirato, but Ginny is here. He's like, I've had enough of the suck boy, and he's gonna clean him up. But so far, this man putting an absolute threat. There's a dive in the bot lane as well. The TP coming on through the bubble is gonna be able to find Ghosty there as the flash, and I have to be expended. Ginny now trying to find Chief Bloodfish, trying to find one back as well, but you talked about the potential bot lane dives, as there is gonna be one happening. Ghosty dashing in straight into a fear. That's gonna be the ace of the hole coming out as well, but it's gonna be blocked by the good man Olivam, so Ghost is gonna be living to see another day, but so far a lot of resources expended for the side of SlimOdds.
Okay, this game is basically Ginny against Ablaze. So
Ginny
DP in the
might not.
backside, it's gonna be a Molas Moderator,
might-
he doesn't have ult.
He just needs to walk in. He's gonna be the fear of Aswell and Ginny. It seems like it's gonna be falling, not gonna be able to go up against Ablaze any longer as they are gonna find one back. Stu's gonna be able to pick that one on Oliver now, trying to find his way in as well, but here comes Repent the Cassidin from the back, picking up 2 as he's gonna be 7 stacks on the row of 5 on 0 after picking up those 3 kills. Bot lane tower picked up as well, and Ablaze are up by 5,000 gold.
5,000 gold lead for Ablaze. It's soul point for them. Kassadin is really far ahead, or like, right now he has 5 kills, level 13. It's still 3 minutes until the lot of 8 is picked over to give him a level for free. Yeah. His side can't play the top lane. Douche in general DK can't play the bot lane. So it's really rough.
It is, and we talked about sort of how important it is. So you might have to hold that thought. Osmar Dorito is gonna eat up the full combo, but he's gonna get all that health back, no worries, as that's gonna be a huge encore coming out from General Decoy as well. The Cataclysm locking up 3, but there's just no follow-up so far. Osmar Dorito gonna be ulting outside of the walls. He's not gonna find his way in. Ginny now feared. Osmar Dorito needs to be a little bit careful as he's really got no backup here, no help as his side. I'll be popping the healing here as well. I think the Fiddlesticks might finally be found as he is gonna go down. Stu's gonna be able to pick that one on up with Collector, but a little bit of fight back here from the side of SlimOdds. Gonna be able to even that gold a little bit, but still down by 4,000.
That's where Retro manages to just tank the first wave combo because he built Abyssal Mask and Merc Threats. So he has enough tankiness to survive all of the damage thrown at him. Not sure if the Jarvan just engaged after, or was it just the Zac engage?
I think it was just a big engage out of everyone. I feel like everyone just jumped in there, and so far it does look like Los Murderito might be going. He might just be going Leandris into full tank, because that is another Kindle Gelm in his inventory, and Fenrir potentially looking for something in the top lane, not going to be finding anything. 21 minutes into the game, Baron now on the cards. Ablaze on soul point as well here, and if they can clean this one on out, they're gonna be able to find the second game back. But
Fenrir cancelled his recall.
fight in the top side. Fenrir, keep in mind, is around. They don't know that quite yet, but it's gonna be a tidal wave onto 2. But they feel like they don't have the members, they don't have the numbers to keep going, so they are just gonna back away.
They especially don't have the vision. They don't know where, or like Blaze doesn't know where SlimOdds is. Because I believe after Zac missed his E, or like didn't hit his E on the Lucian, Lucian could have gotten out a lot of damage. Surfing. Okay.
General Decoy, you need to be careful. This is what we talked about, right? Just the denial of vision. It's so scary for SlimOdds to walk in right now.
Meanwhile, Repent is just pushing in the side lane. Almost getting in the whole turret. Kinda looks like he wants to go into me, but he shouldn't. At least not under the turret.
No, I feel like power diving might be a little bit too far, but Repent is gonna be an absolute monster in this game, right? Malignance and Rod of Ages both completed. Rod of Ages at 10 stacks, gonna be hitting level 16 here very soon as well, getting ranked 2 ultimate HP upgrade for Kassadin. So it's gonna be very hard to deal with Repent, I feel like.
You already got the Rod of Ages experience. At least I believe it. You get it the moment you hit 10 stacks on it.
Yeah.
So you should. Yeah, he's at the beginning of level 15.
Still quite a bit away from level 16, but
yeah,
once he hits that, it's... Ginny is good in the sense that Wei will be able to deal with him by just perma-clearing waves, like Wei can do. But eventually, if the side of Ablaze gets Baron, that means Ginny is not really going to be able to do that anymore. So I feel like Ablaze needs to clear vision on the top side and try to bait SlimOdds into phase checking them with the fiddlesticks.
Problem with the Kassadin into Wei matchup is if Wei has a turret, he can hug, like a turret he can hug, he's completely fine.
Oh no.
At the moment he is not able to just stand under the turret, like in this situation.
Definitely not standing under turret now, as Jin is just gonna get caught, and you were just talking about it. The second you step out of tower, you're in danger, and that's exactly what he is as Lost Margarito. Now in the top side, we've seen this before, but this time it might not end like it did the first time, as when we're a little bit stronger, Lost Margarito is just gonna be falling down. Last time made the 2v1 happen, this time not so lucky, and they find a 1 back in the top lane.
Lost Moderator doesn't have the AP to heal himself back up just because of the build he's going for. Interesting that he's going for unending despair third item. I thought this would have been a Spirit Visage, but
Oh my
kinda
god, they're
needed
just
the
going for
armor.
sheer Bloodfish.
Fenrir
Potential
should
not
die
in trouble
here.
with the cell division. Coming through here, I thought potentially
them
to keep his
doesn't
like the TP out of his side, but he should be, Mundo should be completely fine. Polyban attempted to jump in as well, he's gonna get taken on out, and Ghosty trying to do what he can with the calling, but just doesn't really land any of his bullets. They're gonna have to be forced to flash on out of there as well. There's a TP behind, it's gonna be Lost Murderito. If he can find the flank
Don't
here,
know
this
he's
is
here.
gonna be massive as his ultimate is still up.
Okay,
Keep
now
in
they
mind,
know
he
he's
doesn't
here.
have any vision. The Fiddlesticks has no vision to play around. He's just gonna have to guess, but they know now as the sweeper ends up finding him on out. Does get the plant on in, but I feel like now that he's seen, not really gonna have any play here. A cheeky attempt though, coming out of the Fiddlesticks.
yeah, but it should be 2 turrets for the Kassadin on bot lane. I mean, you deny the soul, you get yourself an Infernal Drake, but it's a lot of gold in the Kassadin.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
And another turret in mid lane for Ghosty. And Kassadin. So it's a lot of gold picked up for Ablaze, even after the two kills went over to the side of SlimOdds and the Drake.
Oh, Lost
Gold
Murderito,
catches
he's found
dude.
angle. He's found everybody in the back line, but it's just not enough damage. Repent now. Jumping and finding a big shutdown for himself. Jumping under tower, chasing Ginny down all the way. Ghosty now trying to take out the Mundo in the front lines. The Cataclysm knocks.
Should be game, they both know that flash here.
General Decoy is gonna fall as well for him. Fenrir now trying to find his way out, but it's not gonna be enough. Now look at the respawn timers on the side of SlimOdds. 20 seconds on Stooge, 30 on the rest, and potentially trying to look for the Nexus here, as that's gonna be the mid inhib tower going down. Inhibitor picked up here as well. I don't think they have to wait for it potentially. They could still look for another wave coming in now instead. Just opting in for the bot lane inhib, not gonna try to go for this Nexus tower, so I think should just back away after this, but Ablaze definitely setting this game ablaze so far.
They Lost Moderator manages to get the ult onto Stooge, manages to spear him into the team, or into Ablaze, into the team, into the red side. Manages to pick, Stooge dies early to Repent's flash, Repent's flash, Kassadin ultimate, and Repent also manages to pick up Ginny under the turret, while 2 other people are hitting him. And I believe right now he didn't have the Rabadons in the last fight and just picked it up. Which means the Kassadin is really big.
Yeah,
4
level
items
16
compared
here.
to 2.5.
I would love to see how much AP Repent has, but level 16 hit here as well as Shade Bloodfish. That's gonna be jumped on 568. That is a lot of stats for a Kassadin at 27 minutes.
It's also 3.2k HP.
Yeah, he's no squishy boy either.
Yeah.
It's gonna take a while for him to take him down. Baron is up as well. The side of Ablaze are just gonna try to go for it, potentially trying to find Repent in the mid lane, but keep your eyes on the Fiddlesticks. Lost Margarito so far has found some huge ultimates. Repent. This is another issue with dealing with a Kassadin. He's such a slippery champion. And now that he's level 16, that thankfully ultimate's such a low cooldown, he can pretty much just jump in and jump out of team fights however he pleases.
I believe Ghosty and Olivem should have just continued doing the Drake. Oh, not Drake, the Baron. Because there's not really any way for SlimOdds to go. Sin. Repent gets rooted, but
He
managed
finds
to kill two
one.
people.
Still. He just jumps in 1v5, finds 2 kills nonetheless. The rest of the team hitting Baron, meanwhile 9000 HP now, but lost Murderito. He is none the wiser for the rest of the boys, and they just run straight into Ginny. Now Feared eating up the entire ultimate, but lost Murderito doesn't have quite enough AP to one-shot, as it's gonna be Fenrir just trying to jump in for the steal, but jumps in way too early. Ginny potentially going for it, but the smite is good from Olive and Ghosty. Gonna be tagged with the ultimate as well, so not able to find the jungler for the side of SlimOdds. Lost Murderito while just sucking onto his side and staying with him, making sure he can't enter, as the rest of the team gonna look towards the top lane and potentially secure the tier 2 here as well.
Also the soul spawning in 50 seconds, so I believe Olivem should just, yeah, he could recall. Maybe could have gone for the turret, but probably not if it was the wave dying and the timing. But Ablaze is just deciding to play it safe, go for the soul, get yourself a lot of damage or like a big damage bonus if you want to go in.
I think it's
then push
definitely
after.
respectable, considering it is an Infernal Soul as well, a very big soul, because that's just gonna give even more damage to the Kassadin, who is already difficult to deal with.
Castle is really difficult, and if Lost Retro manages to catch Douche or Ginny in his ultimate, especially fear them, can be very difficult.
Taking off though, the Cataclysm onto Fenrir, and they've only found the Zac so far. No Blacklight Axe quite to prevent now, trying to find it, does find one, can potentially find 2 stand up so far. Trying to get past the Mundo, trying to jump General Deco here, finds another one, double kill for Repentance, but Fear coming through as well. He is gonna get comboed down by Ginny, but the rest of the squad now pushing down this bot lane, potentially looking for the Nexus here as well. Ginny not the highest on HP, Olipan with the flash, flag and drag doesn't quite land, but still gets the job done with
flashed over the field,
giving him the stats as well. His side now is gonna go down as well. Ghost is doing so much damage. The Nexus tower is going to fall. Both Nexus towers down. Nexus still up and available, but this one shouldn't take that long for them to take all out, and it's gonna be a 1-for-1. Ablaze bring it back in game 2 on the back of Los Murderitos Fiddlesticks top.
Los Murderitos here with the off-meta pick, Fiddlesticks top lane. Managed this to get himself even a good matchup against the Mundo, because no one expects Fiddlesticks top lane, especially on when you don't see the giant.
Yeah, I mean, definitely no one expected it. I didn't expect it either, to be honest, but he ended up making it work, and in that game 1, I feel like as well was pretty good on the Yone. So overall, I feel like a really solid game here out of Ablaze, ending the series in a 1-1, and not the way I thought today would end.
I mean, both teams kind of didn't want it to end this way, because Ablaze is out of playoff contention, because it's not possible for them to reach 7 wins anymore. So they are on the most they can reach is 6 wins if they 2-0 the next opponent. SlimOdds, they could get to 7, maybe with some tiebreakers they are able to do it, but it's also difficult. But yeah,
I believe this is both teams out, I feel like. But who is your, would you say, MVP of the day? Of course, it is, like we said, a very sad ending considering the teams really needed a 2-0 to continue. But I think for me, Los Murderito definitely clutching it up for the team, made Fiddlesticks top work, and I can't say I've seen a lot of people do that. So I think for me, definitely the MVP of the day. Repent, pretty good 2 games for him as well in the mid lane, I want to say. But who would you say is your MVP of the day?
I mean in the second game, no one really of SlimOdds was performing that well. So I would also say it was Los Moreto because he was the person on Ablaze who was performing the best in the first game. At least, like he had the most moments, and then he just left. But
The story of game one
I'm gonna
was
hold it to
Margarito
him
just left.
for the rest of his career. Margarito just left.
Well,
But yeah.
maybe is never gonna forget, and hopefully everyone watching won't forget this series either. That is going to wrap us up for today. I do believe there is another series coming up right after this. It is gonna be Chitali versus Emrys Hyena, I believe, and I believe we are gonna have a quick stream restart as well as a switch of casters. So maybe thank you very much for joining me today. Thank you to everyone who's watching as well, and I hope the second series is as enjoyable as the first one, and we're gonna see you very, very soon. Don't go anywhere.